If you want me to recommend a cost-effective device in 2021, the Redmi K40 must be the first. Due to Qualcomm's incompetence, the Snapdragon 870 is old and strong. The price-to-performance ratio of this phone is also more and more dazzling, and the price on the e-commerce platform is very strong. But as soon as you look at the prices starting in 1999 yuan or $280, these problems are gone. No way, the price is too high. Let's talk about the conclusion first. As long as the price is reasonable, in terms of configuration, the Redmi K50 is definitely expected to compete for the annual fragrance phone. Then let's talk about what the Redmi K50 gives you. At this price, it gives you a glass back cover, gives you the hardest Corning Gorilla screen glass, and gives you a good body thickness. It can be said that phone users at this price basically wear phone cases, so no matter how good your texture is, what is the significance? In the end, it's still in the heart. Let's talk about the Dimensity 8100 5nm process, 6-core G610 GPU, and 4MB of L3 cache. Just looking at the parameters, you can guess that the energy efficiency is good, but as I mentioned in the last video, Redmi's performance scheduling strategy is very complicated, and the current test cannot represent the real level of SoC. After using the performance mode and changing the package name to crack the limitation, the single-core performance of the Dimensity 8100 has been improved to 1.7 watt, and the power consumption is 30% lower than that of the Kirin 9000 with the same performance. Let's take a look at the performance of the actual game. The room temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, and we test 60 frames of extremely high-quality Genshin Impact, and 120 frames of King of Glory. The 30-minute game is basically stable at 58 frames. It should also be pointed out here that the test yesterday was not so stable, but there are some problems with the power consumption data. The new data is used here for reference only. Looking at the CPU data, the large core is 2.3 GHz, and the small core is 2 GHz. Most of the time, the power consumption hovers around the edge of 6 watt, and the highest energy can reach 7 watt. At this time, the maximum temperature of the phone is about 44 degrees Celsius. Next is the king of 120 frames in balanced mode, with an average of 112 frames, and the minimum will drop to 90 frames in intense team battles. If you want a more stable frame rate, it is recommended to turn on the performance mode. The CPU load changes very frequently, and the overall strategy is still the priority load of large cores, generally maintained at 2.45 GHz, and the average power consumption of the whole phone is 4.5 watt, which basically hovers between 4 and 5 watt. The performance is lower than expected, but it also does not rule out the possibility of official firmware optimization. Cheap texture is an old problem of Redmi, and the K50 is no exception. Yes, it is still a plastic middle frame, but the back cover has been upgraded to a frosted glass material. The lack of continuity in the appearance of Redmi has been complained about, but this screen is really fragrant. Like the Pro version, the Redmi K50 uses a 120Hz Samsung 2K screen. Although there is no DisplayMate A+ certification, the look and feel is almost the same as the K50 Pro. The same resolution, the same refresh rate, the same original color display, the same DC dimming, the color and brightness are basically the same. As far as the K50 in my current hand is concerned, the screen is really good. Redmi's camera has never been expected too much. The 48 megapixels IMX582 main camera, 8 megapixels ultra-wide angle plus a 2 megapixels macro, is still at the scanning level. It can be said that how many users who are interested in the Redmi K50 really care about images, or how many phones with very good imaging and powerful configuration at this price. They are all undergraduates. For the specific photo effect, you can refer to the evaluation of some bloggers. Can it be said that in addition to the disadvantages mentioned above, which phone at the same price is better than the Redmi K50? 67 watt and 5500 mAh for the standard version, 120 watt and 5000 mAh for the Pro version, less than 9mm thick. No one complains about this, I know, because the fast charge and battery life can kill many flagship phones in seconds. Even Xiaomi has not escaped. The standard version of the Dimensity 8100 and the Pro version of the Dimensity 9000, although the current tuning does not seem to be too active, but the daily use is definitely better than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Also, this has just been released. Give manufacturers a little time to optimize, and they will definitely hand over a perfect answer. The screen parameters of the two versions of the Redmi K50 are the same. Samsung 2K flexible straight screen, not to mention the actual look and feel. These words are there, how can it be bad? The offline experience looks good, and it is relatively transparent. There is probably nothing better than it at this price. NFC and infrared are old actors, so I won't talk about them. This time, I also gave Bluetooth 5.3, etc., including dual speakers. Anyway, this price can be so comprehensive. Only Redmi, only. I'm not a bully either. In my opinion, people who are so critical of the Redmi K50 may not be the target users of this phone, right? At least I think so. And of the hundreds of thousands of people who have already booked, I dare say that 90% of them are practical users, and the other 10% are probably scalpers. Again, as long as the price is right, the Redmi K50 is likely to become the true fragrance phone of the year. With a starting price of $335 and a hardware configuration of Dimensity 8100 and 5500 mAh battery, it is absolutely not too much to say that the Redmi K50 is a daily magic phone. Thank you for watching this video, have a nice day and see you soon.